let's bring in Yahoo Finance's own Ali Canal, who's got the breakdown for us of Main Street versus Wall Street here. Ali, what are you hearing?
Hey, Brad, welcome to Main Street. We have some Twitter reactions on the volatile price action we saw from this stock, in addition to some general thoughts and maybe even some frustrations when it comes to Netflix's content, especially amid this competitive landscape. But let's start with those stock moves, because as you painted earlier in the show, it was a big doozy. This Twitter user writing, quote, Netflix down 12% after earnings and climbs back up. Wow. It's crazy to see Netflix go from 180 plus to 300 plus now within months. A streaming company that is probably going to make money more. Bullish analyst commentary surrounding Netflix. Across the street, we have 26 buys, 25 holds, 4 sells. That's according to Bloomberg data. And we don't have a heck of a lot of information on scale and engagement. This possibility of better days ahead seems to be driving this bullish sentiment overall. So I think analysts, investors, they're willing to be patient for now, but we will likely need to see some more specifics in the back half of the year, since as we saw in those stock moves, the market gets a little spooked, a little antsy when a company like Netflix shows signs of slowing growth, whether that be for revenue or for subscribers. Now, moving on to tweet number 2, this user not holding back, saying, quote, Netflix has very little worth watching. Now, I want to quickly kick it to you guys, because for me, there are times where I watch Netflix and it has a ton of content that I'm interested in. And I think there's a lot to watch, but nothing that I'm really interested in. So relative to the competition, real quickly, do you guys think Netflix has the content that makes it worth keeping?
Depends upon the time of the year for me. I mean, I'm in NBA playoff season right now, so it's tough to pull me away from that. But I would say that they got some content. Beef is good, and Love is Blind is my guilty pleasure.
Shauna?
I have a few subscriptions. So I think Netflix is always the streamer that I think is worth keeping. I've thought about it. I've also canceled some of my other subscriptions, but Netflix on the content front, I've been pretty happy with it.
All right. And this brings it full, if you will, to my last tweet. Netflix, shuttering its DVD business after 25 years. The announcement made just prior to these earnings results. Jeff H. writing on Twitter, quote, I only have Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus, and the latter two are included with my phone. Netflix DVD lets me see most of what was on the other streaming services without actually paying for those services. And that's an interesting point. I had not thought about adopter the Netflix DVD. I'm sure there's some loyal fans that are disappointed to see this go, but Netflix saying that it's been hard to provide the best service as the business, quote, continue to shrink. So out with DVDs and embrace some of these new revenue drivers like the password sharing crackdown and ad supported, which we definitely heard a lot about on the call, but I agree with you guys. Very big. I need some more details. See if we'll get there in the back of 2023.
Just briefly, to your point there on competition, they had in this earnings release that their competitors really are focused on diversification as they manage the hard transition from legacy businesses to streaming. Netflix, though, been about this life. They are all in, and they continue to down on that, not focusing too much on competition, but already generating profit and free cash flow. See if that is the story, the narrative that they're able to sell to Wall Street and a lot of those subscribers out there, Ali.
Yeah, I totally agree. And in that release, they did say, live sports, that's not something that we're really looking forward to right now. And then on the call, they also shut down the fact that, they want to go to theaters, which we've seen from competitors like Amazon and Air, that movie doing really well for that tech giant. But Netflix really hardcore saying, we're not about the business of bringing folks to the theaters. We want them to sit on their couch and watch Netflix movies made for Netflix, by Netflix, for our Netflix users.